and welcome to Will Watches. This is Dark, Season 2, Episode 3. So last episode we saw Ulrich's fate. He's been in prison for 34 years now, which is just awful. Younger Ulrich, like the center age, the middle age Ulrich was one of my favorite characters. So I really hope we do get to see him do more things, like maybe a timeline shift, or he escapes the prison at some point in the story, something along those lines, because it'd be a real shame to lose him. We also had Jonas step into the God particle portal orb thing, and he is somewhere and we don't know where. So it'll be interesting to catch up wherever he is. We also have the stranger and Hannah going to see Mikkel. They didn't interact, they just observed from a distance. But part of me does wonder, you know, Hannah, she is just so manipulative. I was thinking, like, now that she knows time travel exists, will she try and do something, get up to something? You know, just find a way to stop Michael from dying, something or other, and like completely mess up the timeline. She'll do something for her own gain and mess things up entirely, perhaps, I'm not sure. And then last episode we didn't get much of Adam and Sigmundus, so I really want to see a bit more of them, see any confirmation on what their goals are related to my theory on that. So I'm really excited to get into this episode. But before we do, be sure to check out the Patreon page. Over there you can find 1 week early access, so you can get next episode right now. You can also find polls so you can vote for what's next. And you can find a full-length timer-based version of this where you just sync up your own footage and you can watch along with me. So yeah, let's just jump right in.
Ich hab gesehen, wie du aufwächst.
Oh, okay.
Den ganzen Kreislauf deines Lebens. Die Zeit hat dich auserwählt.
Well, we know he survives this experiment with the time travel chair then.
Vergiss nicht, dass wir jetzt auch dein Zuhause sind. Dir wird kein Leid geschehen. Wir wachen über dich.
Sigmundus is always watching.
Die Zeit ist immer mit dir. Egal wohin du gehst.
This music is so great. This kind of like mysterious music.
Tick. Tack.
Oh. The origin of the TikTok. So could that potentially be sending Helga back to 53/54? Because we know he like is in that timeline for most of his life, right? He's just like follows his life pretty normally, you know. In 86 he's in his middle ages, and then in 2019 he's an older person, you know. He's not jumping around too much or staying in places like a prolonged time. Oh, there's the time machine. Some bloody hands doing a rotary phone. There was like someone drilling, it looked like. I wonder, it looked like they were going through concrete. I wonder if that was when they didn't they bury some nuclear waste at the power plant with Alexander right before the apocalypse happened? Yeah. I was like, is what I think happening? Who is it? Is it Agnes or is it Egon? It must be Agnes. Yeah. Oh.
Kauf dir einen Drops dafür.
Danke.
And that's gonna be, we need to put an end to this so no one else finds out.
Nur ein paar Erledigungen.
Oh no, she's a bit hesitant now, yeah. Yeah, so Helga's been gone a while. Only 4 days till the apocalypse. So like, how long was Helga gone from his perspective? I mean, I guess it's long enough for his ear to all heal up as well. So it probably was a few months then.
Bringt alles wieder.
Helga's just not reacting though. Seeing your mum after all that time.
Deine Frau und du. Sind da die Dinge noch? Was habt ihr noch? Viel?
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, is that kind of Agnes's doing? Egon's not getting anything anymore because he's not getting the job done.
Helge Doppler.
Seinen Leichnam.
Nein, der Junge lebt. Er ist einfach durch die Tür spaziert, als wäre nichts passiert.
Yeah. Not completely fine, but yeah, pretty good condition all considering.
Ich finde meine manchmal eigenartig. Sie tut immer so, als würde ich nicht...
So many conversations about like cheating and things, you know? It just makes you think, could anyone be related to anyone?
Vielleicht willst du heute mal schwänzen und wir machen was Schönes. Ich weiß auch nicht, ich dachte nur, wir haben so lange nichts mehr zusammen gemacht.
Does she know her time's limited now a bit?
Mir gefällt, wie du dein Haar jetzt trägst.
Because she brushes it. You see Regina's unexpected reaction.
Ich habe keine Zeit. Ich muss los.
Zeit.
I'm out of time, yeah. Yeah, double entendre. From Helga. Okay.
Sinon, se bitte einfiel.
Come on, Egon. Has he put it together or not?
Ich würde Helge gerne ein paar Fragen stellen.
Er hat noch kein einziges Wort gesprochen.
Not spoken a word. It's so traumatic for him. We didn't see him speaking at all with Noah at all. Like, what was Noah teaching him all of that time, you know? Was it Noah who got him to give that book to Claudia? Spread the word of Tannhaus, of time travel?
Der Herr Kommissar hat dich etwas gefragt.
Jetzt sag doch endlich was!
It might be better to just be gentle with him rather than yelling at him.
Letztes Jahr dieses Buch. Warum hast du mir das geschenkt?
Oh yeah, it was here when he gave it. It wasn't back in, and the book wasn't published back then as well, back in 54.
Hört und sieht alles, was du tust und sprichst.
Was soll das heißen?
It's like it's always watching over you.
Wer ist Noah?
Du darfst ihm nicht vertrauen. Niemals.
So this is when Helga's realised he can't trust Noah. Seeing his mental state deteriorate, you know, it's been in there for like 33 years. Oh, that's where, we see, that's where they met on the bench, the stranger and Jonas for the first time, just outside. Agnes says she had to go somewhere special.
Noah ist auch zurück.
Ich habe keine Angst mehr vor ihm.
Okay.
Das gleiche Blut.
Man kann sich seine Familie nicht aussuchen. Sich vom Blut freimachen heißt sich freimachen.
Her and Noah follow the same bloodline.
Er ist ein blinder Narr. All das Leid, das er den Menschen bringt.
So they're siblings. So that means that Noah can't be Trunt's dad as well. Yeah, they both have those bright blue eyes actually.
Heute?
Oh, okay. Something happens today. Tannhaus must be sick of time travelers just showing up though.
H.G. Tannhaus?
Heterochromie.
He already knows she's coming.
Wenn wir uns wiedersehen.
Ich kenne sie überhaupt nicht.
Aber ich kenne sie.
Yeah, because he's met another version of you.
Der Irre, der die Kinder getötet hat und der Dopplerjunge. Wie soll er das gemacht haben?
But Helga will recognize Ulrich if they bring them together somehow.
Nimm du dir den Irren noch mal vor. Vielleicht spricht er ja jetzt.
Yeah, how will he react if they say Helga's back and alive? Because does Ulrich still assume that he's dead?
Diese Worte haben sie 1953 zu mir gesagt. Das hier wurde aber erst letztes Jahr veröffentlicht.
I said them to you last year as well, you know?
Sie haben gesagt, ich werde sterben. Woher wissen Sie, dass ich Krebs habe?
Oh, he had cancer as well.
Ulrich Nielsen.
Oh, look at the subtle acting on his face, on Egon's face.
Haben Sie schon mal vom Bootstrap-Paradox gehört?
Yeah.
Nein.
So he never actually wrote the book. The book just came to him already written.
Mich gefunden, bevor ich es überhaupt geschrieben habe.
Yeah. And he just wrote it based on what he read.
Wo ist der Anfang? Wann ist der Anfang?
Is there even a beginning?
Kein Anfang.
Yeah, is there a beginning at all?
Die Welt ist voll von solchen Paradoxen. Wir entschließen uns nur die meiste Zeit wegzusehen.
Some things just don't have beginnings. What kind of state is he in? Look at that reaction from Egon.
Hallo?
Oh wow, you got him in a straitjacket.
Der Dopplerjunge ist wieder zu Hause. Wenn Sie mit mir reden, das kann sich auch auf Ihre Lage hier auswirken.
Or he's just still so in the dark on everything though, isn't he?
Namen gesagt?
Nicht, dass ich wüsste.
Okay, so they just keep him drugged up just to stop him being violent, or it's almost as a way of torture. He was about to say something as well.
Also Ulrich Nils.
Could he just not because of the drugs?
Der 9 bis 11 Jahre behauptet, sein Vater heißt Ulrich Nielsen.
Okay, so that was Mikkel coming through.
Macht mir Angst. Und mit Bernd nicht im Haus weiß ich nicht, wie ich der Lage Herr werden soll.
Oh, what's happened to Bernd? Because we've seen him in 86, haven't we? So he's not dead.
Und er hat kein Wort gesprochen.
But Noah set it all up that he wouldn't speak.
Helge, komm runter, hier ist jemand, der dich sprechen möchte.
Is it just the brain damage from being hit with the rock from Ulrich?
Sie sieht und hört alles, was du tust oder sprichst.
The way he's talking about time is almost the way people talk about God, you know? So it's like Noah's the only one he trusts at this point.
Mein Schild.
You're my shield and protection. Is that him saying that about Noah?
Er ist ein Wunder. Vergessen Sie das nicht.
He is a miracle.
Michael will das alles zurücklassen. Er hat jetzt ein neues Leben.
Yeah. Ego's gonna bring that back up though.
Den Namen Ulrich hat er dir gegenüber auch nicht erwähnt.
He could reunite him with his dad.
Über einen weißen Teufel gesprochen.
Ich verstehe nicht, wozu soll diese ganze Fragerei gut sein?
Is Inez potentially shutting the conversation down because she doesn't want to risk losing him, you know? If they actually found a family, what would happen?
Ich schlafe in letzter Zeit wieder schlecht.
Has she been putting him to sleep? During the day? Is that a photo from now or a photo from the future? And now he can show that photo to Ulrich, yeah? So is this like Chapel, the Sigmundus headquarters? Okay.
Lässt dich zurück, dann irrst du dich.
So she's ex-Sigmundus.
Ich weiß, wo die letzten Seiten sind. Und ich weiß, wie lange Adam danach gesucht hat.
Okay.
Alles tun, um sie zu bekommen.
Ich glaube dir kein Wort.
Pages of a book or something? Pages of Claudia's book. Because Claudia was keeping notes of like everything that happens, like trying to see something into the future or something.
Du kannst deine eigene Schwester nicht so hassen, wie du sie hast. Betrachte es als ein Friedensangebot.
So that means Noah is a Nielsen then. But who knows where timeline-wise, you know? Is he originating here in this timeline in 53 or is it later? Stranger? I was wondering who it would be. Or Claudia, okay.
Kann ich Ihnen helfen?
Look at the heterochromia.
Braunes und ein blaues Auge. Das ist selten. Wie meine Tochter.
The tears in her eyes, yeah.
Aber das warst du schon immer. Die Welt hat dich nicht verdient. Es tut mir leid.
Okay. Is there something that 86 version is gonna do to him?
Du hast nichts davon verdient. Aber manchmal trifft es die Guten am härtesten.
It's very ominous. It's like something's gonna happen to him. Or is it just like him not having her around or something?
Es tut mir leid, wirklich.
That's so ominous on his part. And you see that got to him though. Yeah. Is something specific going to happen to him, or is it just like a general apology for him going through his life without knowing or something?
Dass es ihr leid tut.
Das hört sich aber nicht nach einer Hexe an.
Yeah, she didn't put a curse on him. It wasn't anything bad.
Woher willst du das denn wissen? Du hast ja noch nie eine gesehen.
Is he going to mention the heterochromia?
Du bist ein zu guter Mensch, Papa. Die Welt hat dich nicht verdient.
Claudia must have said that on purpose because she knew she was going to say that here.
Alles in Ordnung?
She's already been trying to hint to him about the time travel, maybe.
Letzten Winter, da ist ein Junge nach Winden gekommen. Und der hat damals etwas Eigenartiges zu mir gesagt. Das macht keinen Sinn, aber...
Oh, I've got chills. Said he was from the future. It's just like the confirmation that Ulrich needs to know that Mikkel was okay all of these years, that he's alive.
Wo ist er? Du hast es gewusst, dass er hier ist. Du hast es die ganze Zeit gewusst.
Oh, really? I wasn't expecting this reaction. I thought there would have been an opportunity for them to meet, but because he's done that, there might not be, you know? I was expecting a real emotional moment from him and he just was in anger.
Ich werde bald tot sein.
Ich verstehe nicht.
Was that what was on the sheet that she showed to Agnes?
Bevor sie sterben.
Nein, danach.
He still doesn't quite grasp the time travel, this younger version, does he?
Sie mir gesagt haben, dass es Ihnen jemand anderes erklärt hat. Die Dinge gehen ihren Weg, so wie sie es immer getan haben.
Yeah, she can't change that. I wonder what she must think of all of this. I thought Egon was walking on them. Although he can still see, you know, that hand on the wrist, maybe he could be onto them. And here she is starting her journey. Where's she going right now, though? Claudia gonna die here? I'm still thinking we haven't caught up with Jonas.
Du dachtest, du kannst dir vertrauen.
Was that all planned, though?
Ich bin keiner deiner Bauern mehr.
Aber Adams bist du noch.
Yeah, he's still a pawn to someone.
Verkauft durch die Illusion von Freiheit. Aber frag dich, ob du wirklich frei bist.
Can you ever be free from time, though?
Das ist deine Wahl.
That looks like it's getting to him, though. Is he gonna start to doubt Adam? She knows it happens today. I'm guessing that's what that like newspaper clipping was. But it could have been something else, I guess. Yeah, okay, there we go. Oh, does that have the last pages that they were looking for?
Charlotte, das ist nicht... Nein, das stimmt aber nicht. Das ist nicht wahr.
Okay, Charlotte. What about Charlotte? She's gone into the future to see Regina.
Am Ende würden wir doch alles für sie tun.
Father and daughter both got cancer.
Hatte sie die Seiten dabei?
Okay, he's keeping the pages a secret. But he didn't like what was on the pages.
Am Ende bekommen wir alle, was wir verdient haben.
So we open that episode and we see that Helga is in, it'd be 87 at that point. So he has been gone for quite a while. He was there for quite a while just with Noah in the bunker, I assume. Noah's really like manipulated, groomed him as a child like that. But then eventually he does get sent back to 54. You know, we see Noah at one point, he calls Helga a miracle. And I feel like that's kind of, they view him maybe as a key. Sigmundus views him as a key. They view him as like a real like useful tool for them. That's kind of what I'm thinking of that. Like he's a useful tool because he's this like almost blank slate that they can just manipulate and do whatever they want, get him to do their bidding, you know? And then speaking of Sigmundus, Agnes used to be a member alongside Noah and then defected back to Claudia's side. And then at the end there, I can't tell if she was really trying to rejoin or if that was just a ploy because she was working with Claudia there, right? Claudia showed her that bit of paper saying that, you know, she would die later in the episode. So there's still so much mystery around Sigmundus, what their goals are, what they're after, and like who is involved and why they are involved. So we just found out that Agnes is actually related to Noah as well, brother. So that makes Noah a Nilsson. But also I'm not sure the origin of Noah. If Noah was, because we saw him when he was younger in 1920, but like is that where he originated timeline wise, or was he born super in the future? It's kind of ambiguous. We don't really know. Like I feel like he's either super in the future or super in the past. It feels, I feel like he could have been born 1920 and then that lines up with Agnes as well, but there is this part of me where I feel like he could have been born like really in the future, but that would make Agnes really in the future, and I don't get that vibe from her. But she's obviously been good at keeping secrets, you know, about her sexuality and about Sigmundus, so maybe she's just good at hiding that and I didn't realize. But it does feel like she originates here, like in this time. It doesn't feel like she's from the future for some reason. Obviously now we know she knows a lot more. You know, she's working with Claudia, former member of Sigmundus. You know, what was it that got her to leave, to switch sides? Did she realize what Adam was doing was wrong, or is it like something more personal? She just had a falling out with them, or her goals have changed somehow? And how does that align with Claudia and what Claudia's doing? And then at the end, you know, she returns to Noah. And Noah says, "Oh, we're not going to take you back. Why do you think we would take you back?" And I think they're probably right in that. I think she was still loyal to Claudia at the end. She, you know, hinted at the final notes, the final pages of this notebook, which I'm assuming is Claudia's notebook. It seems to be this big, like, MacGuffin. It's her notebook that has, like, the events that will happen in it. I feel like maybe this was all a little bit of a setup because we saw Noah's reaction to finding those last pages at the end of the episode. He really wasn't happy, and there was something to do with Charlotte as well. What I assume is that Agnes found out about the last pages from Claudia and knew it would be something that Noah didn't like, or these aren't actually the last pages and these are like they've like written stuff to make these last pages that he would find and would get angry at, and it's like a false last pages, you know? I feel like that could be what's happening here as well. But there's still so much mystery, and apart from my like theory of them praising the God particle, praising the Big Bang and wanting to create a world anew, that's like all I can think of at this point. And you know, their goal is, their name is Sigmundus Creatus S, which is create the world anew, but it could be far more just intangible than wanting to create like a Big Bang and create a new world. It's like they just want to change the way the world is, but they call it creating a new world, you know. But I have no idea the connection to Charlotte here. Obviously Charlotte is related to Tannhaus, so maybe that's something to do with it. But like, I really have no clue, because he just looked at the pages and was like frantic and then said Charlotte, like questioning it. So is Charlotte like a key part of this, or does Charlotte do something that is integral to like the timeline potentially shifting either way? Something along those lines. It's really ambiguous at this point. I'm not really sure. I'm just kind of freeballing, thinking of like what the possibilities are there, how Charlotte is connected to all of this. Obviously we know Charlotte and Peter, they do know about all of the time travel, and they are investigating things, looking up things. Maybe they do eventually do some time traveling themselves. They come across a time machine or something like that. So then we have everything going on with Ulrich and Egon as well. Egon's finally putting 2 and 2 together. It took a bit of a while. He's had lots of clues given to him, really, everything that's happened with Ulrich, but then also Claudia showing up. Obviously, the younger Egon didn't really have anything to make him suspicious, but it seems like maybe wheels were turning when he met the older Claudia, and then obviously young Claudia as well. They both said the same lines about you being a good person. And I do think I almost owe Egon an apology for the earlier seasons, because I didn't think he was like that good a person before when he was like a police officer, but I feel like now it's almost like he's a better police officer now that he isn't a police officer, you know? But it might be because him having his cancer diagnosis, it might be almost like he wants that closure. He wants to tie together the loose ends before his potential death. But yeah, he talks to Ulrich, talks to Inez, finally gets this photo of Mikkel and shows the older Ulrich. And in that scene, I was expecting it to go a completely different way. I was like, oh, he's gonna show Ulrich, and Ulrich's gonna like break down crying, knowing that Mikkel was safe all this time. I was getting emotional. I could feel like tears welling up. And then he just like snaps on him, which I really wasn't expecting. But we have seen Ulrich, he does have some anger issues. So he just snaps and starts choking Egon and like accuses him of knowing this entire time and not telling him until now. I was really expecting it to be this really like heartfelt, tender moment. And then potentially later on, we will see this older Ulrich, he's on like day release or something, and either meets Mikkel or he just like observes Mikkel from a distance like the stranger and Hannah did. But that wasn't the case at all. It was, he snaps, and that could potentially lose him any opportunity to be able to go on day release and actually have the chance to meet Mikkel again, which is really tragic. And then when Egon was visiting Inez, Mikkel was asleep, and we see these sleeping pills on the side. That's really like thrown me. I don't get that. Was she putting him to sleep for some reason? She just said that he was sick, but it was very obvious she was like being sneaky, right? So I'm just like, what is she up to there? Why is she doing that? Is she like just really overbearing and overprotective, not wanting him to go to school for some reason? Or what? That was really baffling to me, I guess. What could she potentially be up to there? Or was it like it wasn't actually Mikkel up there and there was someone else up there that she was trying to hide from him or something? Because we know Hannah and the stranger are here. I don't think they wouldn't have introduced themselves and got in though, would they? And would she be like forcibly keeping someone asleep? I really don't know. That was a really odd scene that I wasn't expecting. Kind of caught me off guard. That kind of more sinister twist on that, you know? We saw a little bit more of Adam here, but he's obviously still kept as quite this mysterious figure. But when he was talking about Claudia at the end there, he said, in the end, we all get what we deserve, you know, as a way to justify Noah killing her, obviously. But I do wonder about that. Does he believe in like karma and like karmic justice? And then it also makes me think, you know, because he's quite scarred and it looks like he's been burnt, like it looked like he's been maybe in a fire or something. Does he believe in karma and that he deserved whatever happened to him in the past that's like covered him in scars, you know? I wonder, yeah, if he believes that in his eyes he has done something evil that he got his karma for, and maybe he is now trying to fix it, and that's what's happening. He's like trying to fix the timeline, to fix maybe his own mistake in his eyes, but then that's obviously going against Claudia's goals. And you know, if he was burnt, that maybe ties into his ideology, because he wants to create the world anew. He wanted the apocalypse to happen, I'm assuming. So it's like burning the world, destroying the world to create it anew. He was burnt. He's creating himself anew after he was maybe burnt, like a phoenix. He was burnt and then born again, and he's burning the planet to make it born again in the future. Maybe a bit of symbolism there. We didn't get any of Jonas this episode, so I'm still wondering where he will show up after stepping into the orb. You know, this show, it likes to kind of, there's so many plot threads, you know, it can't cover everything in a single episode, which is pretty crazy. It chooses to focus on things. This was a very kind of Claudia focused episode. So I do hope we catch up with whatever is happening with Jonas as well soon. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, consider leaving a like or a comment. If you really loved it, be sure to subscribe so you can keep up to date on all the future uploads. So yeah, thanks for watching.